Starting to that shit ain't like the boss.
A lot of people hoard their emotions and their memories in life, and I'm not too defined on the law of attraction, but through experience I am. And I use experience as my main definition on how to, guide me through life. And a lot of people are trapped and hoarder their emotions. So that's why, a lot of men or women be like, I have a lot of baggage from my last relationship, for example. This topic is not about relationships, but it's just an example. Or they go, oh, I can't leave my job. I've been here for X amount of years. I know everybody here. It's so comfortable here, So in life, you never want to feel trapped in anything you do. It's not good. It's very unhealthy because it limits the mind, and the mind is of the unlimited. As you see, you can look at all the truth in this world that was supposedly true at one point. Now it ain't true. So the mind is always expanding to a higher horizon, higher frequency, higher vibrations. That stuff isn't spoken of. It's actually dealt with in action and reality once you touch bases with it. And we're the ones who get to choose, A lot of this stuff can be selective thinking, and it can be non-selective thinking, because you haven't reached the mindset of knowing that everything is achievable. Anything is achievable. And you learn how to understand that by dealing with yourself majority of the time. Excuse that, I'm driving. But if you can deal with yourself all day, every day, you can deal with your attitude, you can deal with shit not going your way, you can just deal with you as a person, then you can damn near almost deal with a lot of things in life, because majority of the people cannot deal with themselves. So that's why they always lash out on you, because they always have unbroken characteristics. They never worked on them. So when they come across you, you like, damn, bro, what's your problem? Or damn, baby, what's your problem? Like, what you got going on? You all right? And she looking at you and he looking at you. Now, this is not all at once. These are just throughout different scenarios. And they looking at you crazy when you the same one. But they look at you because you ain't unbroken character. You're not unbroken through character. They're unbroken through character. So every time they break out of character, they have a problem with letting go of all the negativities in their life. And this is, like literally breaking out of character. They don't have a good mindset for a lot of the shit they do. They look at you crazy. This is just certain scenarios. So when I speak on hoarding your emotions, when you want to attract things in life and people talk about, oh, you got to let go. That's how you attract everything. They are 100% correct. Because you can't hold on to what has, hurt you mentally or physically from younger days to, you growing into an adult. And I mean numbers wise, because mentally a lot of people are still kids. So you growing into an adult, 18, 19, 20. You go through your 20s, then let's say you hit your 30s, your 40s, and you still holding on to baggage. Well, you got some people who hold on to baggage since they were kids, and they allow that to direct. That's their guidance. You need some sort of guidance. And trauma doesn't need to be your guidance to a life that you want to live. Trauma needs to heal you, and then the real you is going to guide you to the life that is going to be lived, So everything is arriving as you let go of what doesn't need to be in your life anymore. So now what is arriving can take its position. It can take its role. It can exchange. You can now see the light in simpler terms. I don't want to be too complex, but you can see the light now, this gap of, I wouldn't say gap, this hole that was kept of dark paintings, I say. And I mean painting like a blank black wall. Patchings is what I mean. Dark patchings. You rip that off, and now you have an empty spot. Because now that patch has been healed. That wound has been healed. Go along with me. This is off the dome. So when you have that straight wall of all black patchings, right? You've patched all your ways of living life, how you interact with people, the food you eat, how you interact with yourselves, the jobs you pick, the way you go to sleep, how you can get triggered off of someone cutting you off, all the fights you probably went through, the ignorance of being bullied in school, or if you didn't get bullied, you had to grow up in the streets. Maybe you grew up impoverished. Maybe you grew up super rich, but you didn't get zero attention. All that weighed upon you, right? And now you get to this point in life where you're wanting to transcend and you're wanting to get out of all the negativities that you acquired and you put as a fact in your life, when essentially that was just for protection. Well, you're ready to see the truth of all the false identities and false energies that you've acquired just to survive. So when you're ready to unpatch the darkness and patch it back up with light, you have to let go. You have to let go of everything. And everything being let go is going to show you that, okay, since I let this go, now I can acquire this. It's like you buy some Air Force Ones, they get beat up. Well, shit, I'm going to let these beat up Air Force Ones go. Now I can buy some new ones. It's just like that, bro. It's how it is. Now, this stuff isn't fully explained through people's ceremonies that they have on YouTube, them long ass videos of them like breaking down information, but they be doing it so like, I don't know, like they break it down, but they make you like pay attention to the whole video and give you like a million reasons to not just give you the answer straightforward. So, but that's just like how the law of detachment works from my experiences in life. It's like you have all these dark experiences in life that kind of put you through a traumatic experience in life, and you think life is like unworthy of living now. You're like in this sanctuary of, should I wake up tomorrow and experience this shit again? For a while you kind of think like that. That's how I thought. So I wouldn't say you, excuse me. For a while I thought like that, and I've come to the conclusion that that was just for survival. When you grow up in a lot of dark situations, and I mean dark shit that just is violated, manipulation, pure ignorance, domestic violence can be pure ignorance. Being introduced into sex at a young age, drinking, smoking at a young age. And these is all to obviously heal your insecurities that you have acquired from parents, friends, being in school. Like I said, all the young scenarios that you're going to come across as a child is really what guides you to the light, because you used that darkness to guide you to the light by being confident and listening to your higher self. And as you're going through that, you have to let a lot of shit go. And that's why people always cry out or they feel desperate for help, because they really want to let this energy go that keeps dragging them down and making them feel the images, the taste, the touch, the feel, all the pillars that they feel have a stamp from this image, from this scenario, from this clip in their life. And they want to let all that go, but they don't know how. So you start finding habits, remedies, eating certain foods is a big part. Being around certain people, make sure you don't pick the most depressing job. And most importantly, be aware. Don't be afraid to be a witness to yourself and to people, because it's not your job to save everyone, but it is your job to save you. Once you save you, then you can save people that love you and you love them as well. Then you can get to all the other people in the world, because you have a world. Remember, the mind is of the world. The mind is of its own world, and the world is the everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So don't be afraid to choose you all the time and give the middle finger to the other people who not necessarily they don't care about you. you know? And you got to keep that honest with yourself. Don't be afraid to be honest. Keep that honest. Keep that truthful. Keep that that bond that you want to build with yourself. It's got to be stronger than the bond that you built with the weed. Because that weed, it ain't going to do shit. You know, constantly fucking all the time. Constantly having sex all the time. That ain't going to do nothing. And then constantly staying up all night trying to think your problems, that ain't going to do nothing. So you can take all these routes. And the mind is going to naturally take all these routes because you're naturally looking to survive. So it's going to put you in you trying to survive? I got you. And it's going to put you there. That's what the mind do. It's the mind. It's like the body when it's working out and the heart starts pumping fast. Shit, the mind going to tell the body, all right, bro, no, bro. We feeling this pain. And you got to be up and see the body's not really feeling the pain, though. The mind is. You got to tell your mind, hey, bro, watch out. We got to get these extra reps in. So when you're in exchanging the darkness for the light, you got to understand it needs peace, needs calmness, needs relaxation, because that's what kills the chaos. You know, that's what kills the negativity. It's the peace and the calmness. And as you pay attention to this stuff more and more from your own experiences, you begin to see that, and it'll all gather up analysis of who you are from all the experiences that you did encounter and how you digested all the experiences. And then what you did to move up from them experiences. Some people take domestic violence and they turn that into a lifestyle. You know, some women go and be fucking prostitutes. They go on a blade. And then when they get in a healthy relationship, they wonder why the dude not hitting them. Yes. And that's what they like. Then you have some women who get domestic violence. They go through that same process. They go probably be a prostitute. And then they like, damn, why is this nigga hitting me? They wake up. You know? So they start standing up for their spirit and their soul. And they're like, oh, shit. Nigga, I didn't fuck me up. You know what I'm saying? After I didn't got fucked up at a younger age. That was out of my control. But now I got older. This shit in my control now because I'm not in the same scenario. I've awoken to this stuff. I can change it. And you got some dudes who grow up with fathers or mothers who just don't give them no attention. So they seek all the attention. You know, like whatever you lack, you're going to kind of run after more. And this is why you got to heal, detach from everything that wasn't in your favor, connect to everything that is in your favor, and you get a beautiful world. Not perfect, but you get a pretty beautiful world of your own lenses. And you would get to attract everything that you desire. And this stuff ain't fake. It's absolutely real. Just the action is what keeps it fake, because a lot of people say more than they do. Peace.